A dying brand, an organization on the verge of bankruptcy, and a totally disengaged team. This is how Revlon India was handed over to Meghna Modi in 2023. In flat 5 months, she transformed the entire organization, and her leadership became the subject of not one but two Harvard case studies. Let's look at the full story. Why the organization started to decline, what was Meghna's intervention, what were the results, and importantly, what are the 5 leadership lessons that you can learn from them? Let's dive in. Revlon globally was started somewhere in 1900s, and for full 9 decades, Revlon enjoyed being among the top 3 beauty brands in the world. It was known for its bold colors, bold brand, bold campaigns. But then things started to decline as e-commerce took over and the traditional businesses were not able to cope up. When an organization is under financial stress, the usual formula is to call of the likes of McKinsey or Bain & Company, revamp the organization, and in the name of revamp, fire half of the people. But this is not what Meghna did. What Meghna did is truly inspirational, like I said. The first thing that she did is to listen. She listened what people had to say. And while she was listening and observing, she found out one major flaw. When Revlon India started somewhere in 1980s, they pioneered this concept of beauty advisors. When you go to a retail shop, you will see that there are people who advise you on beauty products. For example, what lipstick shade would suit you, what's the best compact for you. Those are beauty advisors. Meghna found that those women employees were highly disengaged, not at all empowered, not at all happy. So if your frontline is not happy, the people who are serving your customers are not happy, how do you think your customer will be happy? That's the first thing she figured out. She also found that the people were working in silos. The e-commerce strategy was totally broken. The left hand didn't know what right hand was doing. As an example, the discounts that you would find on Amazon for a Revlon product would be very different than the discounts that were available on offline mode. This made the retailers angry and the consumers were very confused. The third thing she did, instead of finding solution to the root cause, utilizing her gut or maybe asking a few advisors, she used this beautiful tool called balance scorecard. So balance scorecard, in very simple terms, looking at your business holistically. So what it means really is that you don't just look at your sales, revenue or profitability. You look at the organization in toto. You look at your customer satisfaction, you look at your employee engagement, and you look at your operational efficiency. And this gave her subtle hints into what the organization is going through. She figured out that the supply strategy is broken. So what she did next? She took 3 key actions, and that too in the right order. First of all, she broke down the silos. The production guys, the logistics guys, the sales guys, they were working in isolation, and she made sure that the silos are broken and the teams talk to each other. The e-commerce strategy cannot be cannibalizing your offline market. So for everyone in the organization, the North Star was organizational growth, not individual departmental growth. The next key intervention was around the beauty advisors. The beauty advisors were empowered again, they were trained, they were taken care of. The Harvard Business Case Study says that the issue of women empowerment was very close to Meghna Modi. But I look at it from a different lens. Of course, women empowerment is important. Of course, leaders can have some personal preferences. But how I look at it is that people who are close to the product, for example, the person at the end of line at production, he or she is the one who's looking at the product one last time before it ships to the consumer. So he's a very important guy. You take care of him, he will take care of the product. Similarly, people who are selling the product, they have to be empowered, they have to be engaged, because they are the ones who are advocating your product. If they are not happy, you will not be able to sell. That's my takeaway. Let me know what you think about this aspect. Okay, so what can we learn from this case study of Revlon and Meghna Modi? What are the leadership lessons that we can learn? Number 1, listen. Always listen to your team. Number 2, use data to take actions. Gut feeling may not always serve the purpose. Number 3, have a North Star for everyone in the organization. Number 4, respect and take care of your frontline people. Number 5, if you have to solve a problem, you will have to take it head on. Meghna could have entered the organization. She could have called somebody like McKinsey, maybe Bain & Company, and asked them to give a solution. Maybe they would have suggested to close down the business, as we see many businesses close down when they are not profitable. But that's not what she did. She took the problem head on and she solved it. I like to bring unknown business stories that teach some wonderful leadership lessons to you. Subscribe for more such interesting content.